To understand what means detachment, you need to know about the nature of the self first, your true nature. Your true nature is satchitananda. Sat means all the time there. It's not coming and going. It's not like when you're born, then you exist, and then you die and you finish. So your spiritual nature or your spirit is always there. Your consciousness or your true self is always there. So this is a spiritual approach to life. To live your life with perspective, with a bigger idea of what life is, the purpose of life, and who are you. Then we can talk about detachment. If you don't know who you are, we cannot talk about detachment, because everything is action, everything is attachment, everything is involvement, everything is drama. So we call the battle of life. You are lost in the battle of life. Sometimes you win, something happened good and you are happy. And sometimes, difficult situation. For example, pandemic situation, you have to close the business, stop everything. And things are disturbed. So it's a big drama. So we talk about detachment only if you know what you need to be detached from and what you need not to be attached to. These are two words Swami Sivananda said before he left his body. Very important two words. He said, detach, attach. That means detach about everything else and attach to God. Detach about everything that you think that it is true and real and important, and attach to the knowledge of God, of truth, of self. That's all there is. So the self is satchitananda, three words. Sat means it's always there. It doesn't come, it doesn't go, it was not born, and he will not die. Okay? So if you are attached, then everything comes, everything goes, everything is born, come about, and everything dies. But if you are detached, then you understand that it's only an appearance. It's what you, right now, that's what you feel, that's what it is, but it's not. There's another level that is not like this. And to discover that level of something that is not coming and going and changing and is impermanent, Buddhism talk about the truth of impermanence. I mean, everything is changing. So to know that which is not changing, you have to be detached. That is Sat. The self is truth, absolute, eternal, Sat. Chit. Chit means consciousness or knowledge, absolute. That means it's only a temporary condition that you are well, that you don't know, and you are ignorant. But the true condition is you are consciousness. How do I know anything? I know because I am that itself. If I think that I am this, then I don't know that. But if I think that I am you, my true self is you, then I know you. So that is difficult to understand. But you see, inside of us always is a desire for knowledge. We want to know. Some people, they finish studying and then they don't know what to do with their life. So they study another branch. And then they study another field. They all the time study. But they study, many people study, and they still feel that they don't know. Because they study things externally, but they don't have the knowledge of the self. So yoga, Vedanta has different methods for you to know the self. You have to control the mind, control the emotions. You have to make your life sattvic, calm and pure. You have to meditate, be quiet, be silent. Don't worry, don't have negative emotions. Meditate, don't be disturbed by anything. Then the clarity will come to you about everything. Because there is only one self, one truth, one consciousness. So the third word important is Ananda. Ananda is something that you relate to more. Maybe knowledge, consciousness, you don't know. But happiness, you know. You know your desire for happiness. All the time you are seeking for bliss or for happiness or for fulfillment, for Ananda. So when you are seeking for happiness, basically you are seeking for the self. You are seeking for happiness in somebody or in something because the self is happy by nature and it's project that happiness. You project that happiness on something outside and you seek it and you want to be one with it. So the true nature of the self is happiness absolute. That means it doesn't need anything to be happy. It is in itself happiness, unconditioned. The true nature of everything is happiness. Your mind get attached to different conditions and attribute happiness or unhappiness to different things. But if you look within, then your true nature is ananda or bliss. And detachment help you to access that. Okay, so first, you need to know the true nature of the self. Satchitananda. Second, you need to know that your mind is not reflecting that happiness or that true nature. Because the nature of the mind is conditioned. It's looking outside. It depends on the senses. It is imperfect. It is full of desires. It is swinging between what you like and what you don't like. It has egoistic ambition. It thinks all the time about something that is unreal. It's always build up a story. So let's say you think that you want to become, like right now they talk about, you know, richest person in the world, the first person that will go and live on the moon, the first person that will go and live in Mars. So there is a race like this, who will be the first person that will live on the moon or live on the Mars, or the richest person. So you have different idea that is egoistic, that is based on your idea to compete with somebody or to be the best. These are called ego idea. The mind is full of this. When we say the word mind, it's just a very general term. It includes, you know, your emotions, your ego, your desires. So I say in general, the mind. It comes, it goes, it has a nature of veiling the truth. And if you attach yourself to it, then you don't have peace. Maybe it gives you the motivation to become the best in the world, the richest person, or the fastest person, or the most powerful person, biggest company. It gives you the motivation to do things and to work hard. Fine and good. But you are looking for that outside of yourself. You're looking for the, really what you are looking is the peace, the satchitananda, your true self, but you're looking outside of yourself. You're looking through your mind. Your mind is projecting that, and you're looking through your mind. Okay? So, the teaching says you need to look at the right place. The answers lies within. What you are looking for, you have it. That's the teaching of Vedanta. Really, you already have it. So, and you waste a lot of energy looking for it. So you need to calm down, relax, detach, then you find. Like a lady losing a needle. She go outside the house looking for her needle. People say, where do you lost your needle? She said, I lost it inside the house. So why you go outside? Because outside there is light. I mean, you're looking at the wrong place. Looking inside means try to realize your own self. Looking outside means constantly running externally and believing that the sensual world that we live in is true. Believing that the world that is created by our senses, our mind, the internet is true. So therefore, we have no time to look within. So what you are seeking for, you already have. The lady looking for needle inside the house, even though it's very dark, and she had to look with her tip of her finger because she cannot see, but she will find. So if you continue yoga meditation, you would feel better, even though it seems that it's pointless, that there is no result. So what else? A story. The deer is running looking for the smell. We call the musk. That comes from his sweat. The sweat of the animal has that smell. And the deer is running looking for that smell. But it comes from his own body. And he look for it somewhere else. Sometimes I wear my glasses And I was looking, where's my glass? Where's my glass? But it's on me. Okay. So we have what we are looking for. And we have to wake up from that running and looking for it somewhere else. So now, it's not easy to be detached. There's a story of a lion, a tiger, walking in the forest. I like this story. And he walked in the forest and the leaves of the trees fell down. And it has still that sticky thing. So he, sticky, how do you call it? Sap, sticky juice. So when he walked in the forest on the leaves stuck to his feet. So he wanted to remove the leaves. So he sat down. And when he sat down, it stuck to his butt. So he wanted to remove the leaves on his butt. So he lied down to remove the leaves on his butt. And when he lie down, the leaves are attaching to his back. So he rolled around and soon he was leaves all over his body. So what the story says, sometimes we want to be detached from something. Let's say you feel like you want to be detached from the boyfriend. Yeah, because you get attached to the boyfriend and then you become obsessed and the boyfriend is liking somebody else and then you suffer, or the girlfriend, and you want to be detached. And people suffer a lot out of this attachment, out of this drama in their mind, and they want to forget. For them, detachment means to forget. So what they do, they would drink alcohol to be detached from boyfriend or girlfriend, from emotional drama. And then what happened? They will be attached to alcohol or to sleeping pill. Okay? So then they want to detach from sleeping pill or alcohol. So they were attached to cigarettes. So then they want to detach from cigarettes. Then they would attach to food. They want to detach from food. Then they would attach themselves to work. Okay? So constantly, we keep attaching ourselves to different things and it doesn't solve our problem. And we want to be free. You say, I'm going to work so that I can be free when I have enough money to do what I like. And then the work get attached to you, or you get attached to the work. You can go on different kind of examples. It's not that easy to be free. One attachment to another one, another one, just piling up, and you feel like you are in a prison. Sometimes you feel like this. You are a slave to everything. And you turn around, the family is wanting you to do something. You turn around, it's the boss that wants you to do something. You look at yourself and your inside say, oh, I need a promotion and I need a different job so I can be happy. And then you go outside and then the newspaper say, you know, you need to buy this thing, then you'll be happy. And then you go talk to your friend and your friend say, this is a new fashion, you know, you need to do this and that. And then your whole life, you're trying to find happiness and freedom, and you feel like you are sinking, like the tiger. He tried to free himself, and he has his body from completely with the leaves. And sometimes it's very dramatic. People suicide, they take their life because they feel they cannot get out of the situation. And some people fall sick because it's a form of also dying slowly. When you are sick or you are depressed, and you are, it's also self-destruction kind of mode, because you feel bound. Yeah, you feel heavy. The drama of your life is occupying your mind, and you have no clue what is it, satchitananda. It seems like completely up in the air. It's not real, it's not feasible, it's not accessible. So, okay, so I described the condition of our attachment, of our attached life. Feel free to give me more examples. But you can look around, you look in the news, you look in the story of people. There is a lot of suffering. The attachment brings suffering. If you are attached to your beauty, because now you are young and beautiful, then what will happen? People praise you, oh, you are so pretty, you are so beautiful, your hair is so beautiful. Then what happened? Then you attach to your skin and your hair and then your beauty. And if something happened to that beauty, then you feel very miserable. And if you get old, you feel very miserable because you lose that name, that aura. If you attach to being very intelligent, then you meet with people more intelligent than you, and you meet with a situation that you feel very stupid because you don't understand anything. If you you attach to being strong, yeah, I always give that example. It's feel very good example. Is the example of this Superman. Christopher Reeves is the actor of Superman. He's been chosen to be Superman. I mean, he has a strong, gorgeous, powerful body. And then Superman makes a lot of money. You know, he's a famous actor. He's on top of the world. And one day, by karma, he fall off his horse. He break his spine or something. He become paralyzed. They had to sit in the wheelchair. So he lost the Superman aura. He's no longer Superman. He lose his job. He lose everything. So if he's attached to his image of Superman, if he's attached to his body, he would not be able to accept this condition to sit on the wheelchair. Actually, he, in interview, he said in the beginning, he wanted to suicide. But he's very lucky because he has a very good wife and children that accept him, that took care of him. And he also turned around. And he has to detach, yes? He has to detach from his name and fame and image and body so that he can find his spirit that is not harmed by the body condition. He's perfect inside. And people look down at him in the wheelchair, you know. So then what he has to do? He has to detach, find his spirit, and then he work now for this organization to take care of you know, the rights and privilege of handicapped people. Because he know that even my body is like this, but I am perfect. So through that huge accident, he has to be forced to detach from the external and to find himself inside. Okay? So there's 4 ways of detachment. How do you apply? What time I finish? 5:30. So the number 1 is when you practice karma yoga, it is said, whatever your life and whatever you do, try to be detached from result. So that's the number 1. That means be detached from the idea that you are doing something and you want something in life. Okay? So whatever you do, if you are a mother, if you have a job, a high-paying job, or just a servant job, or if you are, whatever you do in life, do the best, do your duty, and let go of result. Be detached from result. People praise you, fine. People criticize you, fine. You do a good job, fine. You don't do a good job, fine. You are fired from the job, you have to find another job, or you don't have any job, fine. Be detached from that. What that means, don't identify yourself with what you do. Identify yourself with the immortal self that is already there. That's Karma Yoga teaching about detachment. It saves you a lot of headache. See, Bhagavad Gita says your right is to work only, but not with the result. It's like you have to work, try to do the best you can and try to contribute, but it's not about you. So be detached from what you do. Okay? And it's very noisy. Push it. Okay. So the second way how you practice, earlier it's less noise. You just switch something that make it noisy. Sorry. Yeah, like that. It's okay. Just leave it. Leave it. It moves slowly. Slowly you go and rectify it. There's a fan that is here on the table and it moves slowly and then it drops down from the table. So Swami has to go and push it back. And then again, it slowly, it walks, slowly it moves, and then it's about to fall from the table. And then she has to go and rectify it. So life is like this. Constantly. So, Karma Yoga detachment. The second type of detachment, somebody say, you need to be detached from the fan. Yes. So, Bhakti Yoga detachment. Bhakti Yoga detachment means, in Bhakti Yoga, I mean, there's the yoga of devotion. You need to be detached from your emotions. So you transform your emotions into the highest, purest kind of love called devotion. Let's say you are with somebody and you don't like, and you attach to your emotions. I don't like this person. I like that person more. And this person make me angry. This person make me more happy. So your mind always looking for the person that makes you happy and run away from the person that makes you angry. So the emotions is like this. The emotions make you all the time running toward something and running away from something out of fear of pain. You're running toward something out of projection of pleasure. Running away from something out of fear of pain. You are attached to the past. You ate the ice cream, you feel so happy, so you're attached to the ice cream. Somebody say nice words to you, feel very sweet, and you feel very important for the person, so then you get attached to them. Attachment is an emotion, and we are 95% emotional. We are very emotional by nature. So that's why we have full of attachment. We are attached, all the time attached. So in Bhakti Yoga, it is said, get attached to God, but detached from everything else. That's a teaching. If you have a lot of emotion and your tendency is to be attached, okay, fine. then get attached to God, to the highest goal, to the highest ideal. Bhakti yogi people difficult to detach because they are emotional, so they have a lot of attachment. The only thing they need to do is to switch it into attachment to God, to the right thing. And detachment from everything else. So that's the method of Bhakti Yoga, about detachment. The Bhakti Yogi will not practice detachment, it's just practice attachment, but attachment to the right thing. Okay? I let you also ask questions so I can elaborate more because these are very big lesson. I cannot, I don't know where you are, so. But important for you to know that attachment comes from your emotions. So if you are identifying with your emotions, and then you have that attachment that will bring about pain. Attachment to the emotion. So the only thing you need to do is to attach, use the same emotion, but toward God, toward something that is your ideal. Because when you attach, then you lose yourself. But when you attach to God, you gain yourself. Because God is including you. But if you get attached to somebody else, it's external to yourself, you lose yourself. Okay? Clear? So the third way of practicing detachment is Raja Yoga kind of detachment. Raja Yoga say, detach from thoughts. Raja Yoga is a method of meditation. So you sit quiet and you meditate and you concentrate. So your attachment means your concentration on a pure ideal or a mantra. And if thoughts come in your mind, you become detached, you observe and you let it go. You don't get involved with the thoughts. So that is the method of detachment of a meditator. So you detach from your own thoughts. You become the observer of your thoughts. And you keep yourself concentrated. Yeah. Again, is the attachment, the concentration on the mantra. Because your mind can think of only one thing at a time. So you concentrate on the mantra, then you be detached from other thoughts. You will not be involved. Because Raja Yoga say, if you are completely, your mind completely one-pointed focus, then it becomes meditative. It dissolves all the thoughts in the mind, and then you become one with what is. If you allow a lot of thoughts in the mind, then it takes all your energy. It leads you here and there, you get lost. When you have a lot of thoughts in the mind, you are lost. So you need to, when you think too much and you have a lot of thoughts, then you need to reduce the thoughts by keeping only a few thoughts that is important. Focus. Reducing distraction. Reducing something not important. And try to follow through with the thoughts. One thought. Keep the mind very concentrated. Detached from distractions. Don't worry about anything. So that is the Raja Yoga meditator way of detachment. It takes detachment to be able to concentrate. When a person is not concentrated, when they are very distracted, what that means? Whatever comes their way, they say, yeah, I like that too. And they start to do it. And then somebody else says something else. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. I like that too. So they start to do everything and then get involved in everything. Spending a lot of money, running around, trying this and trying that. And then not be able to stay still and not find happiness. Okay? So detach from thoughts. You repeat your mantra, which is a pure ideal, the neutral thought that is high in vibration, that is given to you by your teacher. Then you can repeat the mantra and everything else you can let go. So that's the third type of detachment practice. The fourth type of detachment practice is called Jnana Yoga detachment. For Jnana Yoga detachment, you need to have discrimination. What that means? You need to know what is truth and what is not truth. What is self and what is not self. What is important and what is not important. What is essential and what is non-essential. So then you detach from the unreal, from the non-essential, and you get attached to that thing that is real as essential. It didn't say to you to get attached. Jnana yoga, I said it is incorrect. I correct myself. It says to you that you need to know the difference between real and unreal, and you need to be detached from the unreal. And when you are detached from the unreal, then the real will be there. That's it. You don't have to attach. In Jnana yoga, you don't need to attach. In Bhakti yoga, yes, you need to attach. Raja yoga, Jnana yoga, no. You just have to detach. You can see, depending on your temperament, depending on your strength and weakness, you would be more, it's easy for you to detach. Maybe it's easy for you to detach from distractions, because you are a very focused person, but very difficult for you to be detached from emotions, because you are a very emotional person. So then at that time, you need to apply also Bhakti yoga. That means you need to attach to God. So you have to work slowly on your detachment, because Swami Vishnudevanji said at one time, you know, I just knew young standing on the path about almost 40 years ago, that I still remember, he said, you will not be born if nobody will be born if they don't have any form of attachment. So attachment is the reason why you are born. And detachment is the way out. Out of the cycle of birth and death, of, you call the cycle of samsara, or suffering. The Buddha, he practiced discrimination. He used his buddhi, his intelligence. He knows what is real and what not real, what is permanent, what is impermanent, what is true and what is false, and what is illusion, and what is the projection of his mind, and what is his true essential nature. And he meditates, and he's detached from everything else, and he attained to enlightenment. That means, what that means? That means that he become free from suffering. He understands the purpose of life. So that's what we try to do, is to be detached from our illusions, from things that are impermanent. You get it, and you know it will be gone. You know that your mind always have been doing this, and you need to wake up from this. Your mind always grasping things and think it's real, and then you get it, and then it disappears, it changes, and you feel, oh, I thought it was so ideal, so good. So I want to share with you what something that I said. You don't have to believe me, but something that I come up with long time ago. Is the sentence I come up with is, kick it before it kicks you. What that means? Detach from it before it leaves you. So if you know something is impermanent and changing, don't be attached to it, because it will leave you. It will change, and then you suffer. It's painful. So it's better that you take the decision to leave it, because you understand the true nature of it. It's illusory. It promises you something, and you know it's just a matter of time that you will suffer from disillusion. Do you want to suffer? If you don't want to suffer, then do something about it. If you enjoy suffering and you say, okay, I can have a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of happiness, and if it leaves me, it's fine and good, I accept the price to pay. It will be painful, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. Yes or no? Let's say you get involved with somebody that is romantically involved with somebody that is already married. Let's say, I give some worldly example. And then, you know, you are happy to have the company of the person for a little bit, but you know that at the end, it will not work out. There will be big pain, separation. You create pain to other people. You create pain to yourself. So then stop it. I'm sorry. Detach from it. Detach from that temptation of pleasure. I say this is a big story, but you know, it can apply to everything else in life. So jnana yoga meditation means you have to be very confirmed, knowing inside your mind, have that discrimination of what is good and what is not good, what is real and what is illusory, what is the self, what is the truth, and what is not. So then you detach from everything else that is not, and what remains is the truth. If your true nature is peace and happiness, and your mind is always projecting peace and happiness somewhere else, then when you detach from everything else, and what remains is happiness. You get that? I should repeat. If your true nature is happiness already, but you don't see it, and you project the idea of happiness on something or somebody else, then if you detach from that something or somebody else, then what remains is happiness. Make sense? Sounds great. Dinah says sounds great. Yeah. You just have to detach. Because you already have happiness, but you have the illusion that the happiness is somewhere else. So be detached from the illusion, and what remains is happiness. By not seeking happiness, you will be happy. By chasing after happiness, you will be suffering. By being contented and know yourself, then automatically you'll be happy. So if you don't kick things and things will kick you, that means it will leave you and you suffer. It's also a lesson. It's a way how you learn. You see, you learn in suffering, in losing, in separation, in heartaches. You're forced to be detached. So I learned another sentence from Swami Sivananda. And he says, love little, but love long. It's so nice. Because your tendency is you love something or somebody, and you think if you love them more, then you have more love, and then you'll be happy, more happiness. That's a tendency. Your rajasic emotional nature think like this. But it's not like this. Love little, but love long. What that means? Be detached from this illusion of passion, this illusion of emotions. If you feel that you love this too much, you get attached to this too much, diminish it. Love little. And then it will last. Okay? So this jnana yoga detachment is kind of difficult because you have to be already discriminative and know what is real and what is not real. But Raja Yoga detachment toward thoughts is easier. You can keep concentrating on the mantra and then let go of all of the thoughts that come in mind. Meditate, that's easier. Bhakti Yoga meditation means to just to attach to God. Okay, it's kind of easy. And the last is Karma Yoga meditation, Karma Yoga detachment is working on your sense of non-doership. Don't get attached to your actions. Don't get attached to your accomplishment. Do your duty and let go of results. Okay? So that's it. The prayer. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvao Kamiva Bandanan Mitua Mukshya Mamritan Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvao Kamiva Bandanan Mitua Mukshya Mamritan Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvao Kamiva Bandanan Mitua Mukshya Mamritan Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bolo Satguru Shri Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Shri Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Om Tat Sat.